All right, everybody, welcome back. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Today, we're doing a deep dive into some wild claims, linking abortions to hurricanes. You heard that right. We'll be looking at a recent article from the Daily Beast, published on November 4th, 2024, all about Tucker Carlson. We're going to be exploring if there's any scientific basis for this idea and why is this even a conversation. We'll be breaking it all down, and we'll even be exploring some historical parallels that'll make you think twice about the power of rhetoric. So stick around until the end of the deep dive, and let us know your thoughts down in the comments. So Carlson, speaking on Steve Bannon's War Room podcast, flat out denied the impact of climate change on hurricanes.
Oh, wow.
And instead suggested that abortions are the root cause. He even used terms like child sacrifice and human sacrifice.
It's interesting because he prefaces all these statements with, "I'm just being honest." This framing is, like, super crucial because it positions him as, like, a truth teller, someone bravely, speaking a hidden truth, even when making highly controversial
Questionable. Yeah, it's like that just being honest approach almost lets him get away with it.
Right.
Like, who can argue with honesty?
Exactly.
Even if the claims themselves are, well,
a little out there. I mean, it's a very powerful rhetorical tool because it allows him to just skip over any need for evidence or justification. It creates a purely emotional appeal that suggests that he's just saying what everyone else is too scared to admit.
It makes you wonder if this is part of a larger trend, maybe tied into the rise of Christian nationalism?
I mean, it absolutely does. So for those unfamiliar, Christian nationalism basically seeks to merge Christian beliefs with American identity and politics and kind of promotes this idea that America has, like, a divine mandate and must uphold very specific moral principles.
Oh, interesting.
So Carlson's comments, by linking societal issues like hurricanes to what he frames as a moral failing, they play directly into this whole narrative.
So it's not just about hurricanes and abortions. This fits into, like, a bigger picture, a bigger worldview.
Exactly.
This isn't even the only out there claim he's made.
Right.
He also called nuclear technology demonic.
Yeah, and that speaks to another aspect of this rhetoric, this use of very strong, loaded language.
Right.
Words like sacrifice or demonic evoke very strong emotional responses, fear, outrage, and this sense of
moral crisis.
Moral crisis, which allows him to present these really complex issues in a very simplified good versus evil framework, which can be incredibly convincing for a certain audience.
And we can't forget his love for
provocative metaphors.
He's compared political situations to spanking and diaper smearing.
What's the strategy there?
Yeah, what is he trying to do?
I think metaphors are powerful because they create these really vivid images in your mind.
Right. And you kind of bypass that rational analysis.
Oh, okay.
So spanking, for instance, evokes this idea of punishment, this need for strong authority. Diaper smearing, well, that evokes disgust and chaos, right?
For sure.
These images can be very effective in shaping people's perceptions.
Right.
Often much more effective than just
dry facts.
Dry facts or statistics.
This might all sound kind of familiar. Remember back in 2005 when Pat Robertson blamed Hurricane Katrina on abortion?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this isn't something new.
Yeah.
This idea that societal ills are like
divine punishment.
For our moral transgressions. Well, this has been around for a long time.
Wow.
And this historical context is so important for understanding why these kinds of narratives keep coming back. It has so much power.
It's crazy how some things just keep popping up again and again. Gone from hurricanes and abortions to demonic nukes and, all kind of tied together by this one thread of rhetoric.
It seems pretty clear that understanding how language is used, how it frames these issues, and how it plays on our emotions, it's just absolutely essential in today's world.
It really is. And I think this brings up a super important question. Given these historical parallels, how can we, as informed citizens, critically evaluate these types of claims? How can we recognize these rhetorical techniques that are being used and engage in actual constructive dialogue, even when we're faced with this very inflammatory language?
Yeah, it's a lot to consider. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let us know what you thought down in the comments. What stood out to you in this deep dive? We'll see you next time.